Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my channel. It's daughter of Khadija, and if you don't believe it, I'm telling you that I have a solution to all your problems. Actually, it's not I, but it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has a solution for all of your problems, and I'm here to remind you of that. I am a woman. I am 26 years old, and I love to think about my identity as a woman. Being a woman, the definition of a woman, the appearance of a woman, the implications of being a woman have changed so much over the past decades and centuries. And we tend to think that, finally we have been liberated, like we are no longer oppressed, we are free, we are doing whatever we want, we are working, we are independent, which is amazing, we are driving and all of that, mashallah. However, like when I observe, when I look around me, my grandmother, how they were back in the times, like my aunts, my mother, myself, my sister, my niece, and on social media, all the kinds of representations that you have of women whom people admire, women who have been known in history for their strength and courage and beauty and sacrifice and all of that. And especially very interestingly, like myself, when I was a teenager, like I was always very high opinionated, thinking that it's all about me, I'm the only right one. And of course I could never understand, like seeing people who are women who are more modest and more women who choose to kind of not be in the limelight, not be putting out their beauty out there, and being more discreet and more natural. I had a problem with these women. I couldn't understand why they would do that. And I personally feel like, the more, like, we are not totally free, we are actually slaves. We might believe that we are not slaves of men, we are not slaves of society, we are not slaves of God, of religion, because according to the majority of people, being a slave of religion is a very bad thing. But being a slave of makeup is not a bad thing, being a slave of fashion is not a bad thing, being a slave of the sexualized industry of music and movies is not a bad thing. So it's actually very hypocrite and a huge kind of double standards. So it's very, very stressful, and it becomes like a heavy burden to carry on your shoulders, to always like have your wearing high heels, painting your nails, having a sexy attire, like everything be perfect, like you have to be eye candy, you have to be pleasing to everyone. And again, and we come to the conclusion, like I think there is a huge problem with this. I don't know who decided one day that women have to look like, we have to be equal to men and be free kind of to do whatever we want. Of course we are free, you are free to do whatever you want to, it's your right legally. But why do you want to be like a man? Like that's the main issue. Like you are a woman, God created you different, you are very beautiful the way you are already. So who decided that what we have is no longer enough? So that's very disturbing, very depressing, and very stupid. Like who decided, and how nowadays we are so carried away, not carried away, but we are totally enslaved by this notion that we are not good enough the way we are. We have to wax, we have to shave, we have to do all kinds of things with our hair, like we have to remove our, like tweeze our eyebrows, paint our faces, and do all kinds of things just to, like when you look on social media, like the way women are objectifying themselves. I repeat this over and over again because I still don't understand, like why these women, they pretend to be super intelligent, super educated, super emancipated. So why are you trying to show your emancipation through your body again? It's like self-contradictory. You keep claiming that you are emancipated, but to be emancipated and free doesn't mean that you have to expose your body to the world, and you are basically reducing the woman again to an object. Like in that case, it just means that the woman doesn't have a voice without her exposing her entire body. So it just doesn't make any sense, and it's not attractive at all. I still don't understand, like how all of a sudden, like back in the times, decades ago, I think centuries ago even, women were still women. They loved wearing dresses, they were feminine, they didn't feel the need to imitate men. You are not seeing women wearing shorts, or I'm not saying that wearing shorts is bad, but why not celebrate your femininity in a modest way, which is more beautiful? Like, I personally, when I look at women who are very well covered, like, it's very attractive, like simplicity, being raw and natural. Like, even now, Alicia Keys, the famous singer, is she has stopped wearing makeup, and we, on the other hand, Muslim women, we are still enslaved by those Western trends. We spend so much time and money on trying to look good, but what about perfecting the character, perfecting the intellect, perfecting our behavior, and working on things that we lost, like after death, even till akhirah? That's the beauty of Islam. Like, when I had started wearing hijab and all of that, I had no idea that it will feel like a burden is lifted from my shoulders. Like, I know that now I don't dress up to impress anyone, so I don't care when I go out. Like, I don't expect men to find me attractive. Actually, I don't even want men to find me attractive, because I love myself and I know that Allah has already created us beautiful, and we become more beautiful with the noor on our face. Like, I will talk about noor in another session, but noor is basically like, some people, they have a kind of radiance on their face when they are talking, and they don't even, it's not just a question of being conventionally good looking. Some of these people are actually like, they are not even wearing any makeup, but when you look at them, the sincerity, the love that they have for God, and the love that they have to help humanity, and the good actions that they do, the way they look, like they really know who they are. Like, have you ever met these people? Like, you feel jealous, like you wish that you were that kind of person who knows exactly who they are, where they are going, and what they want to do, and they're doing it without any fear of judgment, of being ridiculed. They really don't care. They don't live to please other people. So all these people who claim that they are super confident on social media, like they are super intelligent and beautiful and feminist, whatever. So why don't you stop wearing makeup? Why don't you show us your face without makeup? Why don't you stop using your body to get attention? Just post a photo without showing your legs and your boobs and your butt, and we will see. Then we can talk. But just by still showcasing your body as a piece of meat, and then like demanding respect, it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you want people to respect you for being naked? Kind of like, you don't have to go out of your way to remove your clothes. If you want to do that in a certain context, it's kind of understandable, but without any reason. Like, it's as if there is a competition to stop wearing clothes. I don't know. And these people have so much money, so why are you doing that? Why are you working so hard to get attention? That's really a sign of low self-esteem. Like, if you truly know who you are and you feel beautiful, there will be no need to try to prove to people. Like, sometimes, like, I just cringe when I open my Instagram. I have to like close it immediately. That's also why I wasn't using Instagram for a long period of time, because I used to see these famous actresses photos, especially in Bollywood, like very indecent photos that have no reason. They have nothing to bring to you. There is nothing to be gained from that. I hope that one day modesty and purity and morality will become in fashion again. It's high time, because I think we are totally losing our minds day by day. We are becoming worse like animals. We no longer have any kind of dignity. We claim to be civilized, but we are actually stepping, even like we are retrograding in the process of civilization, I believe.